Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeffrey Schultz and I am a master's student attending Concordia University, Chicago, studying computer science. In this video, I'll be discussing processes, pipes, and session hygiene in Linux. So let's begin. So starting off, we have process listing and monitoring. So there's a command actually called ps, but the most useful one out of these is called ps-aux. And what this is able to do is it gives you a snapshot with the user's CPU and memory of any processes you have running on your computer. And if you want to narrow it to more and get really specific with it, you can use ps-u with the $ and then type in user. And there's actually a few more commands in PS that I'm actually going to show in a demo. But this is the most useful one, the most widely used one, I would say for sure. And then the next one is called top, and all top is an interactive live view of all processes running. So if you want to follow only selected process IDs that are very specific, you could use a command called top -p and then with the $. Then in parentheses, you would type pgrep -d. And then wherever you see my app for there, you could type in whatever you want for whatever app or process you have running on your computer for whatever thing you want to do. You could do Chrome, you could do whatever you want, photos, calendar, notes, whatever you wanted to do. So in order to be able to kill processes, and that's a bit of a blunt term, I know, but that is what Linux calls it, all it means is being able to terminate any process you see. So after using ps-aux, and you see that every process has a specific ID associated with it. So in order to kill them or terminate them, as you want, I would say, you would just find the ID of the process that you want to terminate and type in kill with whatever number it is. So if you saw maybe a process number 100, you could just type in kill 100. So let's say, though, that maybe that process is stubborn, and after you try to terminate it using kill, and you review it again using ps-aux, you expect to see it not there because you just killed it, right? But maybe it's still there. Maybe it's stubborn. If you wanted to be able to make it forced to drop the task, you would use something called kill -9. It's the exact same syntax. Instead of just kill, it's just kill -9. So if kill 100 didn't work and it's still appearing, you would just type in kill -9 100, and this will work, guaranteed. But it is very rare that you need to do this. You need to do this with caution because it's almost like a force quit, which means that you're forcing a restart, and that's not necessarily the best for your computer. So next, for pipes and pattern matching, a pipe, all it is just, it's denoted by a vertical line, and it just sends the output of command A to an input of command B. So for example, if I typed in ps-aux with the pipe and then typed in grep Yahoo after that, all it's going to do is take the output of ps-aux and send it to the input for grep Yahoo. So you might be wondering, what is grep? You mentioned it in your last video. You just mentioned it here, and that's a great question. We're going to talk about it right now. So all grep is a command it uses. It searches, filters, outputs any text or files, and it searches all of those files for a line that matches a specific pattern. So in that same example, you can use it with pipes. So in ps-aux grep Yahoo, it's going to take that output of ps-aux. It's going to list all those processes and their information, the process IDs, everything like that. And it's going to search for all current Yahoo processes because I specifically typed in Yahoo. So if you could do this for, like I said, for anything you want to do. You could do it for Chrome. I use Chrome, so for me, I would use Chrome for this. But you can do it for any app, anything you have running on your computer. So bonus commands, I want to cover a few more. I had 2 in my previous video, and I have 2 here. So the first one is actually clear, and this is as simple as it sounds. All it's going to do is reset the terminal view. So if you have a bunch of stuff like a bunch of commands you run with a bunch of crazy outputs, and you just want to be able to read a little bit nicer and have a fresh view, you would just type in clear. It's really good for readability, and it's very handy for recordings or screenshots, I will say that much. And then the next up is history. And all this is going to do is show the current shell's command list. So if you just type in history, it's going to show you all the commands you had previously run in the current session you're in. But let's say you wanted to go to a session that was like maybe a couple days ago or yesterday. You can use history with the pipe and then type in grep find. I have find here because you don't need to type in find. But if you wanted to find the find command that you typed in yesterday, you could do this for any command. So you could do history grep cd, history grep ps, whatever you wanted to do. So it's just going to help you find and filter those commands so that you can find it really easily. So that's it for the theory. I'll see you guys in the terminal where we're going to be practicing these in real time. So I'll see you there. Commands in real time. So let's begin. So one of the first ones we had gone over is top, and top is very similar to man in the fact that when you use it, you have to exit using the letter Q. And what you would do, you just type in top just like such. And like I said, it's an interactive live view of all the processes. So you see I have 612 processes, so there's a lot. So I'm not going to go through all of them for sake of time, but it's going to be something like this. The process ID, the command, the percentage of CPU utilization, the time, and such. The state of the process, stuff like that. The memory, the port. So to get out of it, you just type in Q, just like you would do for the manual. And then you're out of there. So the next one we discussed was PS aux, and this is going to give me all the processes again. Here's all the processes. Like I said, there's a lot of them, but it's going to print me all the processes that I have running. So if I wanted to filter these, we discussed what command? Grep. So we're going to do PS aux with the pipe, just like that. You just do shift with and then hit the / button. And it's going to give you the vertical line. You just type in grep. Like I said, for me, I use Chrome, so grep Chrome. So it's going to give me the one right there. It's going to give me I don't have Chrome running right now, but if I did have Chrome open, it would give me 2. This is like a background one. This is not an actual process. This is kind of more like, how do I want to put it? It's more like just the fact that it's on my computer and I'm not actually running it. So I just typed in grep Chrome. But if I had Chrome open, there would be 2 of these here. And I'm going to open Chrome really quick just to show you. So I'm just going to open Chrome really quick. So now I have Chrome open. We're going to go back to the terminal, just like this. We're going to type the same thing again and again. And as you can see, there is this one that we had before, but now that I have Chrome open, there is another one right there. So in order to do this, I'm going to show you guys a trick that actually can display all the processes and their information in a different way. It's called PS-EF. So what this is going to do, this is in Unix format, so it's regular, but it's going to be the same thing. But here are some important things. This is going to be the UID. You see mine 501 that I'd gone through in my previous video about when you type in ID, it's going to print out the 501 because this is associated with me. Then this is the login. This is the command that I just ran in the shell. And this here, the -ZHH, this is the shell that I am in currently. So but it shows you a bunch of other stuff. But this is a way of doing this, of showing all the processes, but it is in Unix format versus BSD format, which is what the other one we would do which is PS aux. So a trick actually that you could use is do PS-EF, and we're going to do, again, pipe, grep Chrome. We're going to do it like this, and as you can see, here is the Chrome one that I just opened, and here is the command that I had run. So this is the same concept as the other one, it's just in a different format. So we're going to do, I want to show you guys a trick. So in order to ignore this first process, there's actually a trick that you can use. It's the exact same thing. So we're going to just hit the up arrow to type this in. But you put brackets just like such around the first letter of the whatever you were searching for. And as you can see, it's going to say there are no matches found. So this is going to be like a trick that you can use. And this shows that grep takes whatever you type in very literally. So if I were to type in whatever it is, if I put a space in here, but the best way to do it is with brackets like square brackets as such. So this is a little trick that you can use. So now that we know we have 2, since I just opened Chrome and we see that we have that new process running, we're going to type in, we want to terminate it. So you're just going to type in kill. So we're going to type in PS aux again with grep Chrome. So we can get the process ID again because there's a long output there. So as we see, the process ID is going to be, it is 54846 right here. So we're just going to copy that and we're going to do kill and then hit command here. And if we do this again, this is going to kill the process. If we do PS aux again, grep Chrome, it is gone. So like I said, if I were to have typed this in and it was still here, this is when we would resort to kill -9. But since it's not there and it works normally, we are good to go. So what's next? We're going to do something grep -I, and what this does, we're going to type in error in quotes, \var, \log, and go to system.log. So what this is going to do is just check for any error messages in the system log. So we're going to hit enter, and there are none. So like I said, this is one of the bonus commands that we had gone over is clear. And as we see, there is a lot here. It is very hard to read. So if we want to just reset, we're going to just type in clear as such. And look at that. We got a brand new screen. So next up, the next bonus command we discussed is history. So we're going to type in history as such. And then as we can see here, all the commands we ran in our previous session. So it's going to list them all in order. So next up, we're going to do history. I discussed we can use history with grep. We're going to do grep kill for this one. As you can see, it takes it out of all of these and filters it to just the one that I'd use right here. And it filters them because grep, it's a pattern matching that you can use for processes. So the next one, we're going to do PS aux. We're going to do grep chrome. And then we're going to do something called WC-L. And this is going to just count how many chrome processes are running using a multi-stage pipe. So you can use 2 pipes just like this. So what is pretty cool about this, but when I had chrome running, I had killed it, right? So there were 2, but now that I've killed it, there's only the one, which is just going to be the PS aux. We're going to just demonstrate it again. Grep, just like this, chrome. And as you can see, it is just that one. And this is not an actual process. This is just more of like kind of just acknowledging the fact that Chrome is on my computer and it exists. Because when I'd opened Chrome, we got that other one with the process ID of 54846, but we killed it. So it is now gone and there is only one. But if I were to have reopened Chrome again, it would list 2 because it would be the one, this is always going to be here no matter what, and the one Chrome process that actually acknowledges that Chrome is open on my computer. So the next one another trick I want to show is called echo. We discussed echo in my previous video, but there's actually something pretty cool that you can do with this with grep. Let's just type in apple \n, which is just going to be a new line. Banana, if I can type, \n again. We're going to do cherry, \n again. Type in grapefruit, just like such. Just you can do whatever you want with these. I'm just doing these for simplicity purposes. Type that in. So echo, it's going to go to a file. But it doesn't necessarily have to go to a file. Echo can just output something that we're typing in. So we're going to do pipe again. We're going to do grep -v, and then we're going to type in cherry, for example. So what this is going to do is it's going to put all of these, echo all of these, so print them out. But grep -v, what this is going to do is say, hey, I want to add all of these, but I don't want to include cherry in my output. So as we can see, it's going to say apple with the new line. Go to banana, and then go to grapefruit because we said do not include cherry. That is what the power of grep -v is. So this is a little trick that you can do if you want to just have an output of whatever you really need. So this is just, it's saying just discard that I added it. Like I echoed it, but I don't want to just put it in my output. So then the next thing again, we're going to use clear again because it is a command that we have discussed. And we're going to hit enter, and there we go. And this is all the demos of all these commands in real time. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and be sure to like, comment, and share, and have a great day.